So, what was happening this week for me? This week was a standard week. Monday was Monday. I've been working at my dad's office. I've been helping him out. His patients, some of them are old, like really old. And there was this really cute moment where two old women in the waiting room were just talking about how much getting old sucks. And it was making me laugh. One lady was like, "Do your knees hurt? How are your knees?" And the other one was like, "Your knees. Are your knees good?" And the other lady was like, "Oh, yeah, they're fine. But my hands." And then this one lady was like, "The golden years. They keep on saying, get ready for the golden years." And she was like, "They're not so golden." And it was just really cute. They're just talking about like the card games that they play and their ailments. And they didn't even know each other. And something that stuck out to me was they didn't have a cell phone. They didn't have an iPhone with them. And not once during their entire interaction did they look at the TV screen. Not once did they look at a phone. They were just dialed in and just chatting with each other. And I love that. Anyway, so it's really cute to witness that little interaction between the two of them and noting some themes of connection and not being on a screen, not looking away, just being present in the moment, which we can all use and practice that more because life is so distracting. What else happened? Oh, the last night of March was Monday, it was the 31st. I did a tarot card pull, and I felt like I was going to pull the card the Fool. And I felt like the card was in the back of the deck. And what did I pull? The Fool. I think I'm discovering I'm a little psychic. I think I'm Claire. Is it sentient? Which is just clear knowing. I've been like this for a really long time. There's just certain things I know. Going back to my energetic connection, there's a strong part of me that's like, I know that energy. I think I know. No, I know. With the tarot card, I just knew. I'm like, it's at the back of the deck. I'm going to pull the Fool. I just felt it. And sure enough, I pulled the Fool, except it was reversed. We'll get there. I did go to a hot yoga class on Monday, and it was great, except I put a lot of icy hot on my back. I was like sweating, so humid in class, and my back was burning so intensely. I thought my skin was going to fall off. It was literally awful. Tuesday, oh, I got AirPods. I got a new phone a few weeks ago, and I went to go plug in my headphones into my new phone, and it didn't fit. I was really bummed because I don't like AirPods. I used to use them a lot when I worked in the city, when I commuted. And then one day I was walking around the city, and I was just looking at everyone, and everyone was walking, looking like robots with like AirPods in their ears. And I got really freaked out. Mine were crappy at this point, and I just threw them out. I got the ick. And I went back to just classic headphones because I'm a classic hot girl. I was really upset that I had to get AirPods, but when I'm at the gym, if I'm using my Beats headphones, it gets a little bit hot in there. And I'm like, I think it's time to just go back to the AirPods, and I'm just going to get them and not overthink it. Just put the AirPods in. It's okay. It's not that deep. Just get the fucking AirPods. So I got the AirPods and I put them in, and I'm like, these are amazing. I cannot believe I ever threw mine out. I hate me for that. But whatever. I stand on business, and at the time, my business was best served in the old-fashioned way with headphones. And I felt, I don't know, nostalgic. We know, if you listen to the first episode, I love a nostalgia. I just love the wires. So I'm going to hold my grounding stone. I get to the gym, and I'm feeling a little bit keyed up. My favorite treadmill is open. No one's on it. And I was like, yes. I get on it. I'm walking for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden I start hearing really loud bangs, and I'm gonna take the AirPod out, looking side to side. I'm like, what's happening? No, I can't tell. Put the AirPod back in, and then I just hear these loud bangs, and it sounded like someone was taking a weight and like dropping it on a treadmill belt. I'm looking around. I start to see other people in my sphere look around. And finally, I realized it was a guy running, but he was stomping running. I'm like, sir, how is this so loud? And the treadmill was shaking. My AirPods actually didn't really drown out the noise because I did not opt for noise cancellation, because noise cancellation freaks me out. I get anxiety. I don't like noise cancellation things. I said to myself, okay, let's try to last 25 minutes on here. I love making deals with myself at the gym. If I go in with one plan and then I'm not feeling it for whatever reason, and then I make a deal, I'm like, 20 minutes, you're done. I get to 20 minutes and I'm not really paying attention to the banging. I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, 5 more minutes and then you're out of here. It's 21 minutes and a mother and a daughter come over, and there's 2 rows of treadmills. Also, this gym I go to, I've been a member since it first opened, and there was one of them. It was called Wow, and it was like 15 minutes away from my house, and I would drive there after high school. They franchised it and opened one by me down the street. I've like never canceled my membership there. I've always been a member, and I'll go there for the cardio and to people watch. But I swear to God, I feel like I've kept the lights on at that place with my monthly membership since 2009. Anyway, it's such a dusty gym. It serves a purpose. I feel like I have a lot of gym memberships. Why am I not in better shape? Okay, a mother and a daughter come over, and I'm on the back row of treadmills. There's 4. And the front row has 4 too. So I'm like, wow, they look a lot alike. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, they look like twins. And I only knew they were a mother and a daughter because I heard her saying mom. And like I said, they had the same body type, they had the same hair, they had the same eyes. And I know it's her daughter. Moms and daughters can look alike, but I swear to God, I'm like, you guys look like the Shining twins. Like, they look so much alike. And they get on the treadmill, and I'm walking at a 3 speed. I'm not trying to walk really fast, and they're walking at a 1.5 speed. That is really slow. They turn around and start walking backwards, and they're facing me and staring at me, and I'm locking eyes with the mom and the daughter. Why are you walking backwards? There's 2 open treadmills next to me, and if you walked backwards, you would just be facing a wall. But you're willingly and voluntarily walking backwards and staring at me. I'm not lasting to 30 minutes. I'm actually not lasting a second longer. I was like, boop, and I left. I couldn't be bothered with that. I really couldn't. Weird. April 2nd was what I like to call the baptism. It was cold, it was raining, and I was driving. It was 6 o'clock, and I thought I was going to go to hot yoga, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was tired. My body was really tired. I was driving to go for my little walk, crossing my fingers that the mom and the daughter were not there, because I really did not want to stare at them. And I did not want to be caught in a situation where they were walking backwards and we were locking eyes. I'm driving and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk, and then I'm going to take a bath. Up until that moment where I decided I was going to take a bath, Ms. Venus and Pisces bubbling away, I had strong opinions about people who took baths. I really did. I used to think people who took baths regularly were weird. I did. I'll get there. But I was really surprised. My inner self was like, do you really want to take a bath? And I was like, yeah, I do. I got to the gym. I did my quick little walk. And when I got on the treadmill, I jacked up the speed to 3.7. And I was walking. I'm like, why am I walking this fast? It doesn't matter if I'm walking at 3.7 or 3.5 or 3.2, or like the mom and the daughter, speed 1. You're walking for time, not distance. So it doesn't really matter how fast you go. Profound. So I whack it down to 3. Yeah, this is nice. I haven't taken a bath in a very long time. I take a bath as often as there is an election in the United States, once every 4 years. And typically, when I have tried to take a bath, I'd run the water, I would get in the bath, I would last 3 minutes, and I would get out. I couldn't settle into the bath. I also didn't have any bubbles or anything special. It was just me sitting in water and then looking at myself through the water. And I'm like, do my legs really look like that? Or is the water just making them look like that? It wasn't for me. I didn't know how to be present and enjoy the stillness of just laying in the water. No rest for the wicked, no stopping down to just chill in the bath and look at your weird legs through the weird water and not think. But this time I was like, you know what? Like, I want to really romanticize and get into this bath. Like, I want to savor this moment and really relax. Also, I'm going to put like 2 cups of Epsom salt in this. And by everyone, my massage lady would tell me, take Epsom salt baths. I never would listen. I was not compliant. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Have you done it? I'm like, no. But this time I'm like, I'm going to take a fucking Epsom salt bath. And I'm going to get a scrub. I wasn't going to get bubbles because I didn't really know where to buy bubbles. Like, I haven't taken a bath in 4 years. I think I need to like work into the bubbles. But the scrub I can do because the scrub has like some grit. And I just felt like from a sensory perspective, I would like that. I have some weird sensory things. For example, I don't like shower gel. It's too slippery. The second you put it in your hand, it's on the floor. I also don't feel clean with it. Give me a bar of soap. I went to Ulta, and in a very serendipitous way, there was this body scrub, 30% off, called Treehouse Tropical Paradise. And I think that was the scent or like the flavor, the scent profile. It was next to a few other body scrubs, but there was only one left in this tropical paradise scent. If Gen Z girls are getting it, it must be good. And I just bought it sight unseen. Didn't even open the lid to see if I liked the smell. I just was like, I'm going to like you. I knew it. Again, clear sentience, clear knowing. I get the scrub and I'm pumped. I'm like, I cannot wait to use this scrub. I got new shampoo. I don't know why, but 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was driving and I had this download of, I'm really craving a diet orange soda. And I've never even had that in my life. So I went to 7-Eleven and I got a big cup of ice because they have the best fucking ice. And I asked them, I go, do you sell diet orange soda? And he was like, yeah, we do. So I got one because, listen, I know the chemicals, but the empty calories of a soda with regular sugar, no. I want to eat all of my calories. I don't want to drink them. Sorry. That's why I don't understand really sugary coffee drinks. Like, I'd rather eat like a burger and fries than have a 700 calorie drink. Anyway, I got this diet orange soda with this like really good ice. I'm like, wow, this hits. Also, I haven't drank in 3 weeks. Again, I just got this download of I don't really want to drink. I feel I want to be really clear when I start this. And I wasn't even drinking a lot, or I wasn't going out a lot. I just figured, why not just cut it out completely? I've had moments in my life where I've done it. So why not just do it again? I fucking love it. I like love not drinking. After I got my Tropical Paradise scrub, I went to 7-Eleven and I got a cup of ice and a diet orange soda. And I went home and drew that bath right up. Put about a cup of magnesium flakes in it. Not even Epsom salt, magnesium flakes. And I went in the bath and I got my scrub out. This scrub, oh my God. I opened it up. The scent that hit me, this smells so good. It was one of those scents where it was familiar. I put it on my leg and I shoot my leg up. This is me getting into the bath. It was a hot girl scent. I'm like, I want guys to be wearing this. It was the best smell. It was like sandalwood, a little vanilla, the sun. I don't know, after the beach, like that smell of like salt water and sunscreen, a little bit of that and almond. I scrubbed it, got myself like all exfoliated. And then I was like, wow, I really was missing out on taking a bath. But I was missing out on enjoying the bath. I was missing out on even realizing the point of a bath is to literally relax. It's so crazy how I couldn't do that. I was so bad at relaxing because I was always rat race thinking, overthinking, and thinking of the end point and not staying in that grounded Jupiter and Taurus energy of being abundant and expansive, but appreciating the slow burn. And that's when it hit me. Wow, you were such a, not a loser, but you really were missing out on being able to relax because you just didn't even know how. And I didn't know how because if you listen to the first episode, I wasn't connected with that internal world, with what I wanted. And when I was driving to the gym that night, I was like, no to yoga tonight. It's okay. Take a bath. That's what I wanted. I lasted in the bath for 30 minutes and I was so proud of myself. And then I thought I heard something that scared me and I got up and I shot out of the bath and I was like, hello? Who says that? I'm like, was I expecting an answer? The bath was over, but it was okay because I lasted for 30 minutes and I enjoyed every second of it. And I really did feel baptized after that bath. This was a baptism. This was a baptism into doing rituals that I previously couldn't because I wasn't able to feel settled. I couldn't be still, but now I can. And I think that playing basketball and just being present and not thinking, that was like a catalyst for me, and that really helped me realize there's a lot of other rituals out there and there's a lot of other activities and experiences that I haven't done because I've been so stuck. And that bath was like a baptism. I'm like, all right, here we go. That was amazing. And then thinking about the gym that day too, getting on the treadmill, hiking up the speed to 3.7. I am like, I don't need to be doing this. I don't want to be doing this because by the end of it, it doesn't matter how fast I go. I'm walking for 30 minutes. That's it. I don't care how fast I'm going. I'm going to get there. It's not about how fast we're going. It's not about the end result. It's about just being. It's about just being, because when you're just being, that's when you're truly magnetic. That's when you attract those fated connections and the people in your life that want to just be with you, whether it's a friend, whether it's an acquaintance, whether it's your crush. So Wednesday was hot. Yesterday was Thursday. Yesterday was a little chaotic. It wasn't as zen as the night I had the bath, but by the end of it, I was able to pull an interesting thought that could be an interesting lesson, helpful for you or someone you know. It's the whole idea of interviewing yourself. I'm helping out my dad's office, and one of my dad's recent employees had retired, and he's on the hunt for a new dental assistant. And I've been helping him recruit and interview people, speaking with this woman, and I'm sitting in on it. And by the end of it, she leaves, and I look at my dad and I'm like, you literally spoke the entire time. He was like, what? I'm like, you didn't ask her like one question. I'm like, you just talked about yourself the whole time. And he was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm like, you haven't interviewed anyone in 30 years. But I'm like, as your retired corporate guru here, we're going to walk through how to interview someone, because I've interviewed people. I've been on a million interviews. So I said, we need to work on this a little bit. The other day I called my mom up and she was listening to a phone interview he was doing with another candidate. I call her up. I'm like, how'd it go? And she was like, Kara, she was like, we need to help him out. Your father is just talking about himself the entire time. And I'm like, oh, really? She was like, yes. She was like, it's bad. She's like, I know he doesn't mean it, but he needs to ask them questions. So then we were talking about it like a little bit last night. And I was like, I don't know how it came up, but I was like, this is literally you on an interview. It's like he's sitting down with the candidate. And the first question is actually for me. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. The second question is also for me. My greatest strength is, and we're just laughing because I said to my dad, I'm like, you're really great at interviewing yourself. And he was like, sorry. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? We all should be interviewing ourselves. We should be asking ourselves the tough questions. I think that interviewing, and when we ask ourselves these questions, we need to do our best to not be so performative with the answers. We should shift the script a little bit and answer these questions coming from our inner world, because then we'll be able to go after what we want and have a better understanding of what's happening in the external world. Take that energy and direct it inward and think, okay, what does this version of me want? How is that different from the last version? What do I value right now? What am I happy with? Am I happy with what I'm doing? Was I happy with what I'm doing? What will make me happy? Can I take any steps today that might make me happier or more excited? I'm not asking for much, but maybe you interview yourself this weekend. Tap in. See what you want. Because when we figure out the things that take us closer to that, what we want and what we like, you're now putting forth an energy and a frequency that your external world has to match. It's all about energy. Going back to Friday. Friday is ruled by Venus. We know the energy of Venus. I think Fridays are fun because it's the end of the week, but I do think Fridays have a different energy about it. It has a different feeling about it. Take the energy of a Friday and how that makes you feel, that excitement when you're interviewing yourself and you're figuring out, what do I want? What do I like? What do I value? What do I vibe with? And you're discovering things about yourself that you might have not known or you were suppressing, but they make you excited. Move towards that. But you don't need to run. Walk at 1.5 speed. It doesn't matter how fast you go. You're going to get there, but you want to be grounded. Think of that Jupiter and Taurus, that slow burn, abundance. We want it to be grounded. It was a really good week. And closing it out, I pulled the Fool. And I pulled it reversed, which, like, oof, I know. You hate to see a card be pulled reverse, but it's not a bad thing. The thing about tarot is you make it whatever you want. It's totally up to interpretation. You shouldn't be afraid to pull a card reverse. You shouldn't be afraid to pull a card upright. The Fool, I pulled this on Monday. It's 0. It is new beginnings. It is literally the card, it's a man and he's walking, which looks to be off a cliff. He's just walking and he's blissfully unaware because he's stepping into this newness. It represents opportunity, a new chapter, a new beginning. It's curious, it's wonder. But also, is he going to walk off the cliff? We don't know. And it's an air card. And the planet associated with it is Uranus, which is the planet of surprise. Uranus is making some interesting aspects. So we're all going to feel that collectively. Some surprises are going to happen. Your energetic connection might tell you something you want to hear. You might get news about work. You might find out something about yourself. It could be anything. Reverse is calling you to think about, are you being reckless? Are you being naive? Is something in your life a little chaotic? Indecision? What's going on? When I pull a card, I take away the energy of the card. So the Fool, it's a Big Daddy card. Just because I pulled it reversed, I'm not thinking like, oh no, this podcast, am I being chaotic with it or reckless? No, I'm not. I'm actually putting a lot of intention behind it. So I'm like, what does the reverse meaning mean? I'm thinking about my life, how I look at my career, my friendships, relationships, like intimacy, the Big Daddy themes in life that I have really worked on. I'm not feeling like this Fool card is telling me to look at my career. It's not telling me to look at love. It's not telling me to look at anything else. I'm like, okay, let me just sit on this. I kept the card upright on my dresser the entire week. And I said by the end of the week, I'd probably have a download, something come to me and figure out what was the meaning, what was the lesson behind this card reversed. I'll tell you, it's going to cost you. It's telling me that when you start something new, when you have a major transformation in life, when you shed a past version of yourself and you start new, you start living in this new change, you have to nurture the change. You have to nurture yourself. You can't burn it all down and just rebuild with that energy of the past. No, you can't. You need to rebuild with the new energy that you just made space for. We're not forgetting the past versions and the past experiences that brought us here. No, they're part of the foundation of the house. We keep them. We're not letting them go. We know what happens if we don't acknowledge them. The foundation cracks. But the Fool reminded me that I'm still going to have moments where doubt creeps in and makes my foundation feel a little shaky. But the importance is to nurture this new version. You can't just have a change and expect to be healed. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to nurture it. You have to keep the flame going. You have to keep building. It just doesn't stop when you have your epiphany and you're like, I get it. Okay, you get it. And now you're going to keep going. You're going to keep burning and fueling that internal world with that hot energy that you just unleashed. So your external world, your house, your home is the space that you want. Does that make sense? Let me know. I've been hearing and seeing some people talk about like how to be magnetic. And it's funny because a lot of what they say, yeah, it's true, but sometimes I feel like these wellness warriors forget the fact that the most like magnetic thing you can do is taking the time to connect with yourself, to interview yourself, to know yourself. The Fool reminded me to take that magnetic, hot energy that we just work so hard on unleashing and keep it burning. Don't stop. And yeah, you might have moments where you might tap into some ego, some past versions. They might bubble up a little bit, but it's okay. It's all right. The Fool is basically telling me to trust myself and nurture this change. You need to trust the change and tap into your intuition to continue to move forward. Because I do feel like that's what happens when we are really connected with ourselves internally and externally. Our intuition is screaming at us. You see so many signs and synchronicities, like bumping into the same person all the time or seeing random numbers or patterns like, witchy, I'm in this new moment in my life. I'm grounded. I'm working with this energy, this trine, this harmonious flow. I'm tapping into Venus love. I'm leading with internal love. And I'm seeing it play out in my external space. We're not just healed. You're healing. You didn't change. You're growing. You're elevating. Keep it in the present. Don't keep it in the past. When you say you're healed, are you? No, I'm still healing. I'm still working on sharing certain parts about myself that I haven't. So keep it going. April is a season of growth. April means to open, to blossom, to rejuvenate. It's springtime. I saw this TikTok of a girl being like, there's a March theory where like you just end relationships and everything ends. In April, everything begins again. This is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but that's because winter ends and spring starts. It's a metaphor. Anyway, but truly, let's blossom. Let's blossom. And another theory is the months are named after gods and goddesses. And April is derived from the Greek goddess Aphrodite. She's the goddess of love. Venus is coming back a lot. Love. Really big theme for the past 2 episodes. Venus is retrograde. She ends her retrograde the 12th. So they say if an ex doesn't come back by then, and they do after, don't do it. Let him go. Let him go, Joe. I think it's interesting that a lot of these themes come back to our girl Venus, who rules Friday. And Fridays are hot. Don't be a fool. Take advantage of this energy. Get out there. Be in the mix. Connect with yourself. Interview yourself. Take a fucking bubble bath. Go for a walk. Maybe be bold. Maybe take that insightful action that Aries is giving us in Neptune. Maybe if you have an energetic crush with someone, make a move. But remember, sustainable, long-term, slow burn change and abundance. Don't be a fool and rush into something. Connect with yourself. Close your eyes. You can take 5 or 6 deep breaths, hand on your belly, hand on your heart, and ask yourself, if no one knew what I wanted, what would I choose? Ask yourself, how does this situation make me feel? Take a few deep breaths and see if you have any sensations like lower body. That's good. Upper body can be a little uncertain. It takes time. It takes time to really tap into your intuition. So don't feel pressed. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Maybe ask yourself, what are some small steps that can set me up for that long-term abundance? Because as we know, we're not just changed overnight. We're changing. We're growing. We're learning. We're present. We're grounded. It doesn't matter how fast we're getting somewhere. It's not a rat race. We're not rats. We're hot Venusian gods and goddesses. We lead with what we want internally. And we magnetize in the external. Does that make sense? Okay, bye.